Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another episode on the SAGA channel. Today a little bit of a different episode. We're going to do a long format interview with Sean Johnson and Mark Newman from Simply SCUBA. That's the UK's largest dive retailer, and we're hoping to get some answers on how they leverage social media and the internet at large to grow their scuba business, which I think can be of interest to a lot of you. So if you like diving content, this is a channel for you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a like on the video, and you can also, of course, always ask questions below. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, Sean, Mark, welcome. How are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, all is well. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, can't complain.
You are in the UK, you are in a fantastic lockdown probably?
Not for much longer, hopefully.
You're having a good time though?
So far so good. Can't really complain.
So guys, the reason that we are having this interview today is because a lot of my viewers are aspiring or newly certified or active scuba instructors, and I wanted to have a little conversation about you and your platform and the way you guys have grown that, because I think that's something that many divers are maybe jealous of, me included. So tell me what is the reach of your different platforms?
Yeah, so I mean, Simply SCUBA, we started at about 1995 as a dive center, and they used to teach students as a traditional dive center did. But then when the internet started becoming a thing, because believe it or not, kids didn't always used to have the internet when we were growing up, and the owner at the time decided that actually, we should jump on board with that. And he focused more on selling equipment online as an e-retailer, an e-shop. And just when that took off, just kept running with it, sort of full focus. And then, when the sort of the YouTube and other social media started to pop up around 2010, around that kind of time, they started producing videos about dive equipment, teaching people sort of, this is what this is and how it works, and some basic how-to videos. And then with the increase in that popularity, it started to twist almost, not purely in that focus, but we're still selling equipment, but we want to be this kind of encyclopedia of like diving knowledge. That's kind of where Simply SCUBA is at the moment. We still sell equipment, we sell it internationally, but Sean and myself, we focus purely on the sort of social media side of things, promoting videos and diving, basically.
Yeah. Mark, you're the content guy, and Sean is the nerd, the technical guy.
Yeah. So Sean does a lot of the magic, the behind the scenes that actually makes it look the way it does, whereas I basically just do the talking.
Yeah, you waffle. You just waffle, Mark.
So you have the YouTube channel with 70-something thousand subscribers, which is actually a lot for a diving channel. Then you have the Instagram page. You have the website, which has then a blog with a lot of content, a lot of articles, how-to, top fives. Would you say that you are still a brick and mortar dive shop just with a strong internet presence, or has that evolved into something different?
No, I think it's more primarily the internet side of things. We used to have a physical shop that divers could come to and try things on, but now that we're based with the Internet Fusion Group, it's purely online. So there's nowhere that you can really come and visit to try things on. But with a lot of things, especially during lockdown, you just order it online and it'll be with you the next day or a couple of days. So no, there are pros and cons for both arguments, but we just sort of focus purely on the internet side of things, and touch wood, it's working.
Yeah, because it's still a common comment that starting a dive shop is not really a financially smart investment, that because it's not profitable. What are you guys doing differently that makes that Simply Scuba works?
Yeah, it's about the package, in all honesty. So yeah, from a retail side of things, obviously we want people to purchase from our store, but like Mark was saying, if you want to do a bit of research, Simply Scuba pops up in a video, in a blog, in a social post. A lot of our competitors used to, again, brick and mortar stores and even brands, they use our product reviews on their websites, showcasing the videos. I've had to do so many copyright infringement strikes on other dive centres, ripping our video, cropping out the Simply Scuba logo, sticking their one in, and then uploading it. That used to be a daily occurrence. Yeah, that was quite a lot of they don't do it anymore, which is good, but there's a lot of, I had to do that quite a lot back in the day. But yeah, it's like Mark said, it's a package. I think that's where we started the company, like Mark said, even though we're a dive centre, looking at the internet as an opportunity rather than, it's just a fad, it's going to go. And then going, okay, well, how else are we going to draw people? Wicked. So we need to go to Facebook. I mean, our Facebook has 56,000 subscribers or followers on there. Yeah. You know, our Instagram is something that we're putting focus in at the moment. That's got around about nearly 5,500 subscribers. But they're all potential people that are should I say, customers. But then also as well, you know, having that following and stuff just means that we can get our knowledge or Mark's knowledge or whoever's knowledge about scuba diving in there. And the more people we can, you know, tap into getting into scuba diving, you know, the overall the better.
So earlier you said that especially in the beginning it was a bit of a problem that maybe a lot of other dive operations were using your content, maybe not in a legitimate way. Do you think that speaks, or that kind of proves the point a little bit, that indeed a lot of dive operations want to output content, but it's just so time consuming? Like it's actually, even if you are a super good dive operation and you know what you're doing, you teach great courses, you have great turnover, that there is just no time, that it's really hard to juggle those things also.
Yeah, I mean, so when I was working at a dive center, I always used to sort of tell myself and tell others that there are kind of 4 aspects to a dive center. There's training, there's equipment sales, there's equipment maintenance, and then there's also the social media sort of side of things. And you can only do so many without sort of diluting yourself. So, I mean, a very good dive center, if they do have the expertise and the people to actually do it, you can do all 4 of them, but it does take a lot of time and effort, and there's no magic to it. It's just,
don't say that,
playing
Mark.
The game. I know Sean has a pocket full of pixie dust that does make a lot of things happen, but no, there is no. I know that. Basically telling all of our competition how to defeat us, but yeah, there's no magic behind it. It's just knowing the tools and playing the game. As far as online,
it's also pot luck.
You do.
In all honesty, it's pot luck. Quite a lot of it is just pure luck. So many of our YouTube videos that have gone, not necessarily, I guess, viral in terms of the scuba diving world, is purely pot luck. And the way that it works on our channel as well is that if a video works that we make that gets a lot of views, then other people look at that video and then they copy it, or they have their own version of it, which is brilliant, because then that's when it all kind of explodes into its own thing.
Yeah, I do also notice that you'll put out 10 videos that do really average or almost poorly, and then once in a while there's like this golden egg or this golden goose, how do you say that? This video that just suddenly has exponential amount of views and interaction, and that I'm not always sure why that is, but you just have to keep sort of hitting the same nail like over and over, and just keep putting out content, and then things just stick.
I mean, the biggest tip I would ever offer to anyone, if from a dive center or even a dive brand or even an individual that wants to go onto YouTube or looks at Instagram, just see what the competitors are doing, seeing if you have your own version of that, your own say in that, and join the conversation. If you can get it quick enough, that will definitely help you. You'll get that spike. Which is obviously what we were just talking about, and that will help. That will also boost your confidence. We'll actually say no, and this is a great platform for doing this.
It's an interesting paradox almost, that over the last 10 years or so, as influencers have really become a thing, that the people who are known scuba divers aren't necessarily very active divers or very active industry professionals. They're more so active content creators, and they're more active Instagrammers or vloggers or bloggers, or you know what I mean. Whereas I feel like before that, if a brand even had a brand ambassador, it would just be an exploration diver or a National Geographic photographer, or you know what I mean. And now every scuba brand, every gear manufacturer, every training agency has ambassadors, but they are more so ambassadors because they have a big reach, a social media reach, more so than that they necessarily have a lot of street cred to begin with. Which I mean in the nicest possible way to the ambassadors, but.
The whole idea, and one of the reasons why we do quite a lot of promotions on social media, is to keep scuba diving in general in people's minds, so that when they then think about, oh, what am I going to do this weekend or on holiday, they think more about scuba diving. And if it does mean that, someone's producing very nice sort of images on Instagram that more people subscribe to, then it kind of makes sense to be able to, a brand wants to get their brands out there. So if they see this person wearing a certain brand, then it sticks in their mind. I mean, that was always why the dive mask, that was the best-selling dive mask at the dive center whilst I was teaching there, was the mask that I used in the pool and in open water, because all of my students would see me wearing this one particular mask, so it must be a good mask, so they end up buying that mask. So it's, I think that is the world that we live in now, and it is a good thing, because it is keeping scuba diving in people's minds, and it encourages sort of more people to sort of go scuba diving, because they're seeing these amazing things.
It's also a stepping stone. So like you say, there's going to be people on Instagram that do the Instagram selfie that aren't necessarily technical, that they might only do some general holiday diving, they've never dived in the UK or whatever. But like Mark says, if their snaps and their images and their videos gets you interested in scuba, that's fantastic. But also as well, then that person might want to then go, oh no, I want to do a bit more, or they want to look into other people that scuba dive. That's when you find the tech people. That's when you find the people that have been doing it for 30, 40 years or whatever, that know literally everything about it. There are subscribers on our channel that love talking in depth to Mark about bolt snaps. I don't know why, but that is the thing that happens. But I think it's having that stepping stone and that key that is going to help scuba expand, basically. And I think the influencers, as you say, are I wouldn't say they're the key, but they're kind of this generation or version of like the scuba diving hero or the scuba diving person, that the expert.
That's actually a really valid point, and I'm in no way trying to like shame influencers or like ambassadors, because you are right, they kind of feed us constant scuba tapas, right, like little snacks, whereas it's changed so much now that everybody has a GoPro and a smartphone, and so it's so easy to just bring ocean-based content to consumers, whereas before you had to be a cinematographer with like, you know, extensive knowledge and a very expensive rig, and now that's sort of at everybody's fingertips to kind of bring that out there.
100%. You need to have that. You've got to sell yourself. You've got to sell your, from the environmental issues, from you teaching scuba diving to you going abroad, you know, like Mark said, when Mark wears a mask, his students go, oh, that mask is brilliant, I want to purchase that. You know, when I've gone on expeditions before for hiking and for mountain biking, I've looked at the person, like the leader or the group that I'm going with, I've looked at their individual social media platforms and I've gone, oh, actually, no, I'm going to go with these guys because they seem a bit, or they seem more fun, they seem more professional within their social media outreach. You know, their videos are really good, you know, just generally the vibe of that person or that group are really, really good. And that's purely from social media. So yeah, if you're starting out as a dive instructor, or you know, you just want to excel yourself in the world of scuba diving, you've got to not necessarily, you have to live and breathe it, but you have to do it. But also as well, there is a fine line you have to do.
Yeah, because you have to have that again, that balance, I guess, between doing it and creating the content, I guess. So then we're about to wrap up here, but I have two final questions. One for you, Sean, more from a technical standpoint, and then one for you, Mark, more from an instructor standpoint. So Sean, as a new scuba instructor, or somebody who just entered the market, or maybe I'm starting a dive shop, from a technical standpoint, like, can you give me some best practices to start my own social media presence?
So firstly, Instagram is the one, that's the be all or end, that's the best one to start with. You can start posting some generic snaps of underwater, and then you can build up your following there. If you want to go on the verge of YouTube and video, even like video in general, don't post just videos of yourself scuba diving. Everyone does that on YouTube. I've fought with many marketing managers over the years saying, why don't we just put some pictures up of Mark or some videos of Mark scuba diving? It's like, no one's going to watch it because there's literally thousands upon thousands of those videos that get posted every single day, or videos that get posted every single day. Think about what you want to post, and then make it a story. So if you want to talk about a dive site, you've got some footage of, say, Thistlegorm, but you want to use it. So then go, right, I've got this footage of Thistlegorm. I actually want to do an educational piece on Thistlegorm. Boom, there you go. That's your video. So you can use the footage that you've got, but then also it's giving you an edge of potentially what's different out there. So think about, just think about the footage and the content that you've got, and then how to make it different from everyone else, and also giving it your own personal spin, and just keep at it. That's the most technical thing. You're going to get 5 views, you're going to get 10 views, you might get 1,000 views, you might get 5 likes. Just keep plugging it. My golden rule is 3 months. When we do a video series, we make it last 3 months. First month is for testing, second month is for tweaks, third month, if again any other tweaks, and if by the third month it's not worked, we stop it and we move on to something else.
Awesome. And then Mark, how do I do that, but combining it with my actual job of scuba instructor? How do I do both? How do I keep the balance?
So the important thing from my side of things is to keep it as a not compartmentalized, but try and separate your teaching, because you don't want to be recording and focusing on that whilst you're teaching. So on your recreational dives, try and sort of take as much sort of footage and whatever you can, but try and think about like potential stories, and whatever you're doing in your downtime, whatever you enjoy watching, try and think of a way that you can turn it into content for yourself, because you know that works for them because they've drawn you into watching whatever it is. And if you can do that, then hopefully you can get more people. But the important thing is that you enjoy your scuba diving. You keep it as a something that you enjoy, something that you have passion for, and yeah, don't try and cross too many bridges simultaneously. It is important that you do get the content out there, but I wouldn't sacrifice too much for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. It's that sliding scale between doing it and showing it and finding a balance between those two. For sure.
Just try to make yourself stand out. That would be what I would sort of recommend to most people. Just always be enthusiastic and fun and entertaining, and just spend a little bit more time. Don't just take a picture and upload it. Just take it back and spend a bit more time, just even if it's just cropping it or changing the lighting in some way. But as long as you try and just sell yourself as much as you can as a premium brand, as it were. That's my advice always. Quality and professionalism beats everything else always. 80% of the time. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, to me and to the viewers, of course, and even sharing some inside tips and tricks. Thank you so much, Sean Johnson and Mark Newman from Simply SCUBA, and the UK's #1 scuba retailer. Those aren't my words. And hopefully we can see each other another time. Thank you so much. Guys, that was it. Another episode on the SAGA channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you like scuba related content, hit the subscribe button. That way you get notifications whenever we make something new. And if you really liked the video, maybe also give us a thumbs up. That helps the video be seen by more people, which helps us, makes us make better and more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.